The brutal murder of JonBenét Ramsey, a 6-year-old beauty queen, on Christmas night in 1996 shocked the nation and remains one of America's most infamous unsolved crimes. Nearly 3 decades later, the case continues to captivate the public imagination, spawning countless theories and leaving many questions unanswered. The Ramsey family seemed to have it all: a loving home in Boulder, Colorado, filled with success and charm. John Ramsey was a thriving businessman, his wife Patsy, a former beauty queen, and their 2 children, 9-year-old Burke and 6-year-old JonBenét, completed the picture of a happy, close-knit family. On Christmas Day, 1996, they spent the evening celebrating at a friend's party, enjoying the holiday spirit. When they returned home, JonBenét was tucked into bed, and everything seemed perfectly normal, a peaceful end to a joyful day. But that serene holiday night soon unraveled into a nightmare that would change their lives forever. On December 26, 1996, Patsy Ramsey woke up to make coffee and discovered a ransom note at the bottom of the stairs in her Boulder, Colorado home. The note demanded $118,000 for the safe return of her daughter, JonBenét. Patsy immediately called 911 to report her daughter missing. Hours later, John Ramsey made a horrifying discovery in the basement of their home. He found JonBenét's lifeless body in an old coal room. The autopsy revealed that JonBenét had been strangled with a garrote made from a cord and a broken paintbrush handle. The official cause of death was asphyxia by strangulation associated with craniocerebral trauma. She had also suffered a severe skull fracture. There was no evidence of conventional rape, although sexual assault could not be ruled out. Evidence suggested that the paintbrush used in the garrote was also used for sexual assault. Interestingly, the autopsy revealed a vegetable or fruit material which may represent pineapple, which JonBenét had eaten a few hours before her death. Photos of the house taken the day JonBenét's body was found show a bowl of pineapple with a spoon on the kitchen table. However, John and Patsy said they didn't remember putting it there or giving JonBenét pineapple. Police said they found Patsy Ramsey's fingerprints on the bowl. Scott Gibbons, a neighbor, said that around midnight, he saw the lights in the upper kitchen of the Ramsey house turned on, but dim. Another neighbor, Melody Stanton, reported that she was awoken shortly after midnight by the sound of a child's scream coming from the Ramsey residence. The Boulder police quickly focused their suspicion on John and Patsy Ramsey. They believed the parents may have been involved in JonBenét's death and staged the crime scene to cover it up. This early focus on the Ramseys would shape public perception for years to come. However, the initial investigation was plagued by mistakes that would hinder the case. The crime scene was not properly secured, allowing contamination of evidence. Friends and family were allowed to move freely through the house. Critical forensic evidence was disturbed when John Ramsey moved JonBenét's body. Police failed to thoroughly search the basement initially. Detective Steve Thomas, who took over the investigation in early 1997, became convinced of Patsy Ramsey's guilt. He theorized that Patsy had killed JonBenét in a fit of rage over a bedwetting incident and then staged the crime scene. This theory gained traction in the media, but was vehemently denied by the Ramseys. Not everyone agreed with the police's focus on the Ramsey family. Detective Lou Smith, brought out of retirement to assist the district attorney's office, became convinced of an alternate theory, that an intruder had committed the crime. Smith pointed to several pieces of evidence supporting his theory: an unidentified boot print found near JonBenét's body, a broken window in the basement suggesting a possible entry point, DNA evidence found on JonBenét's clothing that did not match anyone in the Ramsey family. Smith's work would prove crucial in shifting the direction of the investigation and public perception of the case. In 2008, new DNA testing techniques revealed the presence of genetic material from an unknown male on JonBenét's clothing. This evidence led Boulder District Attorney Mary Lacey to formally exonerate the Ramsey family. In a letter to John Ramsey, Lacey apologized for the suspicion cast on the family, stating they were victims of this crime. Despite this vindication, public opinion remained divided. The years of media scrutiny and speculation had taken their toll on the Ramsey family's reputation. Over the years, many suspects and theories have come up. Gary Oliva, a convicted sex offender who lived near the Ramseys at the time of the murder. Oliva allegedly confessed to killing JonBenét in letters to a friend, claiming it was an accident. However, his DNA did not match the evidence found at the crime scene. John Carr. In 2006, Carr falsely confessed to JonBenét's murder. His confession was quickly discredited when his DNA did not match the crime scene evidence, and he was found to have an alibi for the night of the murder. The Ramsey family. Despite their exoneration, some still believe a family member was involved. Burke Ramsey, JonBenét's brother, who was 9 at the time of the murder, has faced speculation, and even sued CBS for defamation after a 2016 documentary suggested he might have been responsible. Unknown intruder. Many, including Lou Smit and the Ramsey family, believe an unknown intruder committed the crime. This theory is supported by the unidentified DNA evidence and other forensic findings. Author Stephen Singular, in his book Presumed Guilty, refers to consultations with cybercrime specialists to argue that JonBenét attracted the attention of child pornographers and pedophiles affiliated with the child pageant scene. Singular further believes the investigation was overly focused on the Ramsey parents, hampering the investigation into alternate scenarios, and that the Ramseys were not responsible for the murder other than perhaps unwittingly exposing their daughter to sexual predators. In recent years, there have been calls for more advanced DNA testing of the evidence. John Ramsey has been vocal in pushing for additional testing, believing it could finally solve the case. A new Netflix documentary series, Cold Case: Who Killed JonBenét Ramsey, directed by Joe Berlinger, re-examines the evidence and controversies surrounding the case. Berlinger, who initially believed in the Ramseys' guilt, changed his mind after a deep dive into the evidence. With the advances in DNA technology, I think this case can actually be solved, Berlinger stated. He hopes the series will pressure the Boulder police to pursue further DNA testing and follow up on leads that may have been overlooked. The JonBenét Ramsey case became a media sensation, with intense coverage that often blurred the lines between news and entertainment. The case highlighted the potential dangers of trial by media. Despite never being charged, the Ramseys faced years of public suspicion, fueled by speculative reporting and armchair detective work. Nearly 3 decades after JonBenét's death, the search for her killer continues. The Boulder Police Department maintains that the investigation is still active. In a statement, Chief Steve Redfern said, "The killing of JonBenét was an unspeakable crime, and this tragedy has never left our hearts. We are committed to following up on every lead, and we are continuing to work with DNA experts and our law enforcement partners around the country until this tragic case is solved. This investigation will always be a priority for the Boulder Police Department." The JonBenét Ramsey case remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. As technology advances and new evidence comes to light, there is hope that one day, justice will be served for JonBenét. Who do you think killed her? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like and share this video and subscribe to Crime Saga for more videos like this.